bunch of broken hearts in that group because they poured their souls into this program. Those seniors have been here a long time, and they have worked hard and blood, sweat, and tears for a long time. And they wanted it. They wanted it so bad, and sometimes you can want it too bad.
You had an embrace with Haley there. Can you share that moment as she puts a bow on her historic career?
I just told her to reflect on where we were when she got here and where we've come. And much of that was due to her leadership and her example, and I wanted her to not define or allow this moment of disappointment to be in any way a defining moment for her. I think I don't want that for any of them. Like I said, top 5 in the country, won the conference both in the regular season and the tournament. It's nothing to sneeze at, and I'm disappointed, and we're not gonna make excuses. We should have done better, but at the same time, I want them to understand they were a record-setting team this year, and that's what I want Haley to walk away with, is that she's been the catalyst for so much growth in this program and been the face of the entire sport and has worn it and borne it with grace under pressure most of the time.
You guys have seemed so mentally sound all season. Is it like sort of just a bad day?
Yeah, I mean, those things happen, and I think you can attribute it to when you're, as I said, the talk all the time is once you win one, it's like you got to get back, you got to repeat, you got to do this, and that becomes the expectation, whereas before we were chasing something. Now we were being chased, and that shifts your perspective a little bit when you get to a place where you're trying to qualify to that last day when you know you've got a shot again. And that's just my assessment of it. You'd have to ask each and every one of them. They probably all have a different kind of perspective on where things were, but there's no one or two people. There's places throughout all 4 events where we could have done a little better and just never could seem to get out of our own way.
With Kaylin Chio winning the national title on vault, I know you're very proud of her, but how much do you look forward to the future with building this program and building this team, knowing the foundation you've set with people like her?
Well, I mean, the cupboard's not going to be empty. We've got to get some people healthy. Zoe Miller, who didn't get to compete this year as a freshman, and Kalia Lincoln's got to get healthy, and we got to keep Connor in a good place. And but we're going to be in a good spot. We probably need to just focus on getting them healthy and coming back. And I think sometimes you learn too. I told them in the circle, you learn. You never want these moments, but you learn more from those than you do from the victories. It's just a fact. And so I've got to be a glass half full kind of perspective. We're gonna learn from it, and we'll figure out how to continue to improve and get better. And I think the future's bright for us.
What do you want them to learn from her? Not really. No.
Say it again.
What do you want them to learn?
I think it's, we talked about the year of the climb had taught us so many attributes of what we could do when we were doing it for each other and doing it for those letters on our chest and doing things the right way and honoring each other with our actions. And we carried that into last year. But there's a difference. We had not had to learn what it feels like to have the expectation of doing it. When you're chasing it for the first time, it's a different perspective. And so now they've got to understand how to handle that moment when it comes again, because it's going to come again. And we're going to be back in this situation again where we've got to qualify and continue to advance and do those things. So those are the things that we've got to be able to focus. We've got to be able to walk through that and talk through that and have everybody have good, honest dialogue about how is our approach going to improve when we find ourselves in this situation again.
What are you most proud of this team this year?
Their grit, their fight. I mean, we had injuries. We'd get somebody back, somebody'd go down. And we moved things around a lot this year. They never quit fighting. They ended up they finished the year with 6 in a row, 198 plus scores. They won both levels of the conference. They won the NCAA regional in a very, very tough field that included one of the teams on the floor in here tonight. I'm proud of them. They're a championship team. We fell short today, but that's about the only spot we fell short.